I once lost Julian Lloyd Webber's cello because I was chatting up a parking attendant.
Well, David, Auntie,
A lot of factors there.
A lot of factors.
Why were you in possession of Julian Lloyd Webber's cello?
Because he had lent it to me.
Why would he lend you his cello?
Well, not exactly lend. I was kind of looking after it.
Where were you, Alex?
I was in Manchester.
Right.
Yeah.
Was he playing? Was he doing a gig or something?
He was doing, he was like with an orchestra, but he had his own solo part, so he played.
I know an orchestra. They have an instrument each, don't they?
Yeah, but David, he had a special part.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
But for which he didn't need his cello. It was he asked you to hold the cello.
This was before.
And go and check on the parking scenario in the middle of the symphony.
This was before the concert.
Okay.
So did you know him?
I hadn't met him before. No.
But what was the great attraction of the parking attendant?
Very handsome, very fit. It was very hot.
How did you tell
day.
him a big hat like that and his jacket up
He
there?
didn't have a hat on. They were very modern parking attendants.
Oh, he didn't have a hat on?
I think we need to analyse this story chronologically.
Right. Start again.
Now, it is the day of the concert.
Right.
Yes. Dawn breaks.
Right.
Where are you and where is Julian Lloyd Webber?
Julian Lloyd Webber and I are both in Manchester.
When did you meet?
In the car park.
Sound like a true Welsh girl.
No, the car park... I'm afraid the car park is not an acceptable answer to the question,
right.
When did you meet?
Right.
Because the car park is a place, not a time.
Let me set the scene.
OK.
So, I'm in the car park with the car park attendant.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
The car park attendant is just there. He hasn't got a hat on. He's not that official.
He's just generally hanging around the car park, all sexy.
He's just hanging out.
Yeah.
What's he wearing at the time?
Has he got anything on?
Is he naked?
He's got jeans on and a T-shirt.
Jeans and a T-shirt?
And an illuminous
This is just
jacket.
some guy.
Some bloke.
He's told you he's a
on.
car park attendant because he
No.
wants to sound important.
Is that important?
Yeah, it's the sexiest thing you can say. Everyone knows that.
Julian Lloyd Webber walks in with his cello.
With his cello. Which weighs about 4 ton.
No, they're not that heavy.
Well,
Chris.
no.
They're not that heavy. And for someone like Julian, who's probably got a bit of sinew and bicep because of all his playing, it would be very light.
Yeah.
It's not
That's
going
how
to feel
they
heavy.
pick cellists, isn't it? They
Yes.
pick the ones that can carry it. You can teach anyone to play it, but it's the carrying it that's the trick.
Exactly.
He pitches up. He's on his phone.
Yeah. Oh,
He's
while
on the phone
carrying the
and
cello.
carrying the cello.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Were you trying to get off with the car park man because you wanted to not pay for your own parking?
It's difficult to know if you're a car park attendant whether any relationship you're in is genuine. Is it me or is it just for the free parking?
Yeah, exactly.
Did he just hand the cello to you with a nod like that while he was on the understanding that you would know what he meant?
No, he'd put it down on his side and then just went...
What happens then?
Yes, this is crucial.
Then, Julian comes off the phone, taps me on the shoulder, where's my cello? I look round, cello gone.
What? No!
It was the car parking attendant.
Who took the cello then?
The cello had made its way into the concert hall.
Of course
On
it
its
has.
own.
The very best cellos can do that, can't they?
Well, somebody has taken the cello, gone into the concert hall with the cello, Julian and me flummoxed.
Flummoxed?
So this is not an attempt to steal the cello, this is a do-gooder seeing an unattended cello and thinking, well, I can't leave that lying around. Someone could steal it, I'd better steal it.
It was a good citizen who thought, that's worth millions, it's on its own, I'll take it in.
Why were you at this concert? What was your ostensible role?
I was a runner researcher. So I was working on a television programme that they were making.
That's new information.
You didn't say that.
I'm suddenly
Yeah,
coming round to
I know.
Julian's point of view.
I know.
So what do you think, David? What are you going to say?
It's utter nonsense.
You think it's nonsense?
I'm going to say she's lying.
You both think she's lying?
She's lying, yeah.
She's lying.
Well, I certainly... I think it's true.
Do you?
But not enough to overrule. I haven't...
Oh, don't say that, because now you...
Well, no, it's very rarely that I overrule. At the moment, I believe in democracy.
Yeah.
But if it turns out you guys are wrong, I may lose my belief in democracy, and this could become a police state.
So your answer is?
We're going to say it's a lie.
Saying it's a lie. Right. Alex
Actually,
Jones.
no, we're going to say it's true.
Oh,
sorry, police state time, we're going to say it's true.
I like that. I like that. I find that arousing.
Alex, truth or lie?
Rob, you should have to take the first answer on this programme. It's true!
Yes, it's true. Alex did lose Julian Lloyd Webber's cello because she was chatting up a parking attendant.
One Christmas morning, I woke up stark naked in our shoe cupboard, clutching nothing but 2 cans of fake snow.
Lee Mack, what do you make of that?
So, what year was this?
About 1993.
OK, and can you talk us through how this happened?
I went to bed very drunk on Christmas Eve. Actually, it was Christmas morning by then, about 2 in the morning. And I woke up again in the cupboard under the stairs, totally naked, with 2, as I realised when I picked them up, empty artificial snow spray cans in each hand. And the light was on, and my face was in the Wellington boots.
What had you gone in there for?
I'd gone in to put the snow cans back after what I then realised I'd done with them.
What had you done with them?
2 weeks earlier, we bought our family Christmas tree in the hall. And Judy and Chloe, my daughter, decided that it wouldn't be a good idea to put artificial snow on it. And Jack, my son, and I thought it would. And we had a massive row, and of course, the ladies won. So the spray was hidden at the back of the cupboard, but I saw where Judy hid it. Okay.
But you did this naked?
Yes.
I did it in my sleep.
Can I just stop you there? No one's listening now. We're all just thinking, Richard Madeley sleeps naked.
And clearly, I mean, I can only suppose what happened. I'd gone downstairs in my sleep, taken the cans out, covered the tree with fake foam, gone back in the thing, and then woken up.
You've done the whole tree? Was it a good job?
It was terrible. I mean, it covered everything. It covered the lights, it covered the baubles, it covered... it was like a great big Mr. Whippy.
I'm intrigued by this cupboard under the stairs, Richard. I think someone with your income would by now, or by 1993 even, during your, let's call it heyday, would have had it... I do think you would have had it converted into a downstairs facility.
Is that your view of opulence? that any sort of space under stairs must be fitted for immediate
any sort of
ingestion.
unused space anywhere.
Any money at all. There's something about the combination of wealth, career success, and a little cubbyhole that just says poo.
What did Judy and Chloe have to say about this in the morning?
Christmas morning dawned, and I went down with Judy, and there it was, it's looking awful. And I just went, Jack, we told you not to do that. And you went and kept it up for about a minute and then confessed.
So you woke up at 2 in the morning?
I didn't wake up. I was sleep spraying.
You were sleep spraying, but then you went into...
That's a horrid connotation.
Think of the children.
We've all done it.
You did the spraying. What's your first conscious memory? Waking up in the cupboard or waking up in the bed?
No, waking up in the cupboard.
Do you always sleep naked?
Yes.
Always?
Yeah.
How does Judy feel about that?
Well, so does she.
Blimey. Is it me or is it getting up to the...
Sorry, hang on.
No, give me a minute.
Hands up, who sleeps naked?
David, keep your hands down.
It's got to be 40%.
No, I mean, obviously I go to bed dressed as Scrooge.
So what are you thinking, Lee?
I definitely think it's plausible. What do you think, Kate?
What concerns me is the gap between the waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning and going to bed and not sort of doing anything about the tree.
Just leaving it.
Just leaving it.
Miles?
I think it is true.
You do.
So what are you going to say?
OK, split decision. I will go with Miles and say that's true.
You're saying it's true. Richard Madeley, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
I have to tell you guys, you've made a terrible start. For us, it's true. Well done.
Yes, it's true. One Christmas morning, Richard did wake up stark naked in his shoe cupboard, clutching nothing but 2 cans of fake snow. Judy was quite pleased when she came across Richard sitting there stark naked, as it reminded her to put the turkey in the oven.
As a child, rather than sleeping with a comfort blanket or teddy bear, I slept with a potato.
Lee Mack, what do you think?
Was it the same potato, or did you have different potatoes over the years?
Well, that was the problem, because you get attached to a potato. So, when you get attached to a potato, it's rotting a bit, but it's your comfort. It's like your teddy bears, it smells of your old teddy bear, or whatever it happens to be. The potato is my favourite potato, and I used to draw on it.
So it was one potato the whole time?
The actual truth is, it was taken away from me, and I cried and I cried and I cried, but they threw it out. So it took me like another 3 or 4 weeks to get used to the new potato.
Dale, did they have names, your potatoes?
No.
You slept with a potato that you didn't even know its name?
Well...
Yes, slag!
Did you hug them? Did you have them close to your face?
I used to put it on the pillow like that, and I used to bash it.
Bash it? Why did you bash it? Is that how you show love, Dale?
What's the bashing?
Well, I used to like the dent it made in the pillow.
Oh, so you'd bash it onto the pillow, and then you'd sleep...
And then I would take it out, so that's where you're going to bed later.
Be honest, Dale. Is the truth of this story that your parents would shout through the door, "What are you doing in there?" And you'd say, "Nothing, just bashing the potato"?
You haven't asked me why I stopped, and this is why you'll realise...
Dale, why did you stop?
Because Mrs. Marks, who was our next-door neighbour, I heard her talking to my mother in the driveway, and I heard Mrs. Marks say to my mother, "Is he still sleeping with a potato?" I think that they've been talking about it, and she probably said to Mrs. Marks, "Did any of your children ever want to sleep with a potato?"
So what are you thinking, Lee?
Miranda.
I sort of want it to be true, because he's so sweet.
Yeah.
I do think the 2 winning things are that that's where you're going to sleep, and Mrs. Marks.
What do you know?
Is he still sleeping with...
I think Mrs. Marks exists.
Yeah.
And I like Mrs. Marks. Yeah. I like what she represents. She represents the sanity of the street.
And the beauty
Whereas the Wintons, they're all over the shop.
So what are you going to say, Lee? What's it going to be?
What do you think? Do you think it's true?
I do think it's
I
true.
think it's true.
All right, I'll go with my team and say that it's true.
You're saying it's true. OK. Dale Winton, the potato in the bed. Was it the truth or was it a lie?
I have slept with many things over the years, because I'm a very old man, but I have never slept with a potato. It's a lie!
Yes. It was a very convincing lie. As a child, Dale didn't sleep with a potato. Welcome, Tony. Rod, what is Tony to you?
This is Tony. And for 5 years, he was my badminton doubles partner.
Sally, what is your relationship with Tony?
This is my uncle Tony, and last year I asked to have a go on his mobility scooter, and I drove it into a pond and wrote it off.
Right. Finally, David, how do you know Tony?
This is Tony, and when I was little, he used to help me get to sleep by telling me bedtime stories about the war.
Isn't that lovely? There we are. So, Rod's badminton buddy, Sally's scooterless uncle, or David's bedtime storyteller. Lee, before you start asking, I'm going to bring a chair on for you, and you can have a lovely sit down there. There we are. You relax there. Lee.
Sally, does he use the mobility scooter a lot?
Quite a lot. He's had 2 hip replacements.
So he can get by without the fact that he walks on 5 tonight.
Yeah,
He can get by. I don't think they're just for old people. You know, I've got a bath with a door. I think it's nice.
That was more a DIY mishap, though, wasn't it?
No, I think it's nice just open the door, step in, wait for 19 or 20 minutes while it slowly fills up in freezing cold. I think it's lovely.
Why did you take the mobility scooter in the first place?
Because I was going to play a psychopath in a film, or a psychopath on a mobility scooter. And I said, can I have a go? Because I can't drive a car.
Sally, how far did you drive before you went into the pond? What was the distance?
I didn't know I had it in reverse.
So you were very close to the pond.
So I wasn't far from the pond, but it was facing that way.
Right.
And I took it out of park the wrong way and went backwards.
And was your uncle with you at the time?
Yes.
How much instruction did Tony give you before you got on the mobility scooter?
Well, that he thought, as he said afterwards over tea, many, many times, that it was quite self-evident how one drove this thing. He said all it had was it's got a little, gear tiller, and he thought that even a nincompoop...
Backwards or forwards, that's about
Did you say gear tiller?
Yes, well...
That's a nautical expression. But you obviously felt, on some subconscious level, more comfortable at sea.
Did you buy your Uncle Tony another mobility scooter?
How much was that mobility scooter?
Yes, how much was that mobility scooter?
It was £1,500.
For a brand new mobility scooter?
For a brand new one?
Yes, because it...
Hang on, is that right, Des? Should we move on to Rob?
How long ago were they that you were playing badminton as doubles?
That we were doubles partners?
Yes. How many years
10,
ago?
15 years.
You were... and when did this end? When did this end?
We had to stop because I was getting on a bit.
And how did your partnership begin?
Well, we played for the same club.
What was the club called?
It was in West London.
West London, go on.
Yeah,
you can't remember the name of the club?
It was called Old Actonians.
Old Actonians Badminton Club?
Well, yes.
Did you wear the full gear, short shorts and, looking...
No, I wore a miner's helmet and he wore a frogman's outfit. Of course we did,
Did you ever win anything yourself and Tony?
We won a lot, yeah.
And why did you come about playing together then? Why didn't you go for someone, no disrespect to Tony, why didn't you go for someone a bit
Because
more...
we complimented each other's game.
When you say you complimented each other's game, you went, you're good, so are you. Come on.
Out of you two badminton players, Rod, who would you say was the better?
Tony was a much, much better player than me. Tony played for England.
This started out, we were just knocking around in a West London club. Now, he is the Rafael Nadal of badminton.
Why, if he played for England, and he was so good, why is he choosing you to partner him?
I think it would be fair, and Tony wouldn't mind me saying that when I played with him, he'd have been probably I think he was in his early 70s.
Whoa, when you were playing with him?
When I was playing with him, yeah.
OK. The prime age for badminton. particularly international level. OK, David, what's your connection with Tony?
He lived next door when I was little.
And he read your bedtime stories?
He would occasionally babysit for me and my brother, and...
It's feasible.
Made up, or this was just his stories from the war?
Not out of a book, but ostensibly true.
Did he ever just shout them through the wall?
We're surrounded by Germans, and so, basically...
I'm trying to get to sleep.
I don't care!
How old were you?
I think I would have been...
23.
I think it's around the time I was sort of 5, 6, 7, that sort of...
It could happen. I had another neighbour who would sing me nursery rhymes and bounce me on the knee. And
Am I the only one who had parents? Yeah. What's going on here?
I think perhaps what it was, Lee, with you, is that your parents found it very hard to find any other adult who was willing to take sole responsibility for you. Now, let me ask you this. Would Tony ever come round not for babysitting, but just to tell you some of these stories? Or would it only happen when he was babysitting?
I think it started when he was babysitting, but he'd come round quite a bit anyway with my parents.
David, you just did an upwards inflection. I've never heard you do that before. That's so not like you.
Right.
Sometimes he would come round anyway. What's happened to you?
I'm on national television. I'm getting a bit defensive about talking about my abuse-ridden childhood. That's all.
4 stories that he told you that helped you go to sleep. What would you say was your favourite?
Well, I think the thing that I found most interesting was the story Tony told about his mother, who during the war worked in the library in Oxford.
This is the interesting one.
And what she had to do was they had to compile and analyse and place photographs of the Japanese coastline.
I'd say what, it's getting better. Carry on.
In preparation for an invasion of Japan.
And you said, thank you, as a 5-year-old, that's very interesting.
No, because by the end of the story, I was asleep.
It's time for an answer, Lee. So, is Tony...
I'm still trying to get the idea in my head of just passing David's door and hearing a man inside play. I mean, obviously, with the coastal line off Tokyo, it's very hard to determine whether we should have a land invasion or by... Oh, you're asleep. Oh, OK. My job is night. Tight. Don't let the Japanese invade.
I think, Rod, we can discount. There were too many flaws.
I agree with you. I think it's one of the other children. I got a horrible feeling that it's David in the middle there.
I know which one David is.
All right, what about the mobility scooter with Sally?
Have you ever taken your driving test?
No, I've never even taken it.
Never learned to drive.
You can't emphasise the word even if it's the same thing. Have you ever taken your driving test? I've not even taken it.
So Lee's team, is Tony Rod's badminton buddy, Sally's scooterless uncle, or David's bedtime storyteller? What are you going to say?
It's not Rod.
It is. Tess, what are you going for?
Sally.
Sally?
I think David.
And in a weird way, I've now gone back to Rod. I am. Thank you. You can see it in his little Welsh eyes. But you're not. In his little devious Welsh eyes. And trust me, if there's one thing I know about working on this show, it's a little devious Welsh eyes. Rod or Sally?
Or Sally?
It's Sally.
Sally?
Yeah, it's Sally.
It's Sally.
Sally. Right. Tony, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Tony, and Rod was my badminton partner for 5 years.
Yes, Tony was Rod's badminton doubles partner. Tony, thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
I used to write and hand in homework for an imaginary classmate.
So, you used to do homework for an imaginary classmate and hand it in to the teacher?
Yeah.
For a pupil that he didn't have because they were imaginary?
That's right. It was a collective effort.
Who was the group of collectives?
It was the class.
Are they real friends, the class, or are they...
Yeah, with names and everything. Real
Did he
people.
have a name? What was his name?
He must have had a name, but I can't remember what the name was. One of our class was quite enterprising. This teacher was new. He was a French teacher. He came in and he read the register, and one kid went, "Oh, sir, you've missed out," I don't know, call him Fisher for narrative purposes. Yeah. And so this guy wrote in an additional name in his register.
And then you kept the pretence of this boy up by doing his homework for him and handing it in?
Yeah.
And just out of interest, this teacher, when he handed the homework back, did he come up to you and go, "Give that to Fisher"?
Well, that would have been a problem.
Right.
But he wasn't a great teacher. He couldn't remember my name. I sat near the window, so he called me Windows.
Was he a French teacher, did you say?
Yeah.
He didn't call you Windows, then?
Well, he did. He didn't call me Fenetri, he called me Windows.
Often the very best French teachers speak English as well.
Yeah.
Who sit his exams for him, though? You couldn't sit his exam papers.
He was off sick quite a lot.
Oh, right. So at which point did you own up and say that, sir... Fisher.
We've killed Fisher. He was doing too well. So envious.
He never found out, and the school decided to let him go. And then the deputy headmaster, as I recall, came in and ticked us off and said that he wasn't prepared to tolerate fictional children at his school. I think that's what he said.
So, Lee, Mack, what are you thinking?
I can't believe it, because I just don't think kids would create that much work for themselves.
There's a lot of factors that have to be true here. There has to be. They all get together and agree to do it. Yeah. We have to believe the teacher never looks up during the register. Yeah. And that no one
Fisher was off a lot. Fisher wasn't there every morning.
Fisher was never there, Andy.
Andy, can I ask, what's Fisher doing now?
The awful thing is, for a moment there, I tried to think. I actually...
Time to take a guess, Lee. What are you going to say?
Oh, well, trust me, this won't be a guess.
I think this is not true.
Not true?
If it is, I'm worried for Fisher's welfare.
Fisher doesn't exist.
I don't think I'm going to sleep tonight thinking about Fisher.
There is no Fisher.
Come on, Lee, what's it going to be? Truth or lie?
Lie.
Let's put Fisher quietly to rest and say it's a lie.
OK, it's a lie.
It's a lie. OK. Andy, is it true or is it a lie?
There is no Fisher, but it is true.
So what happened to Fisher, then?
Yes, it's true. Andy did write and hand in homework for an imaginary classmate. Now, remember, it's funny to have imaginary friends at school, but when you start signing on for them, it's fraud. Right, Miles, first of all, what is John to you?
John and I were paid to fight together in a supermarket dressed as gladiators.
Kate, how do you know John?
This is John, and when I was in Africa, he and I dressed up in a pantomime giraffe costume in order to get close-up shots of giraffes in the wild.
Lee, what is your relationship with John?
This is John. Despite being total strangers, we were once forced to share a bed when we were double-booked into the same hotel room.
David, where do you want to start?
Well, maybe with Kate, because what I'm reluctant to believe is that the best way of lulling giraffes into a false sense of security is to try and disguise yourself as a giraffe, because I reckon a giraffe, it takes one to know one.
He thought that if we dressed up as a giraffe, then he could put the camera on a kind of periscope thing up the neck of the giraffe and get that evening shot of the giraffes against the sunset. Yeah. Now, you said very astutely that it takes a giraffe to know a giraffe. Yeah. If we tried to do this in daylight, it would have failed completely, because giraffes have extremely good day vision, but their night vision isn't very good, and that's why we decided to try it.
Why is it then necessary to disguise as a giraffe at all? Why not just take a stepladder?
They are not completely blind. They're just not necessarily going to worry too much about whether you're made out of polyester or real fur.
Do you, just show us how you did
how
this? How it works.
Would you like me to do that with John?
Lee would be the perfect partner for this.
Lee, if you come...
He has a look of the wild about him.
Here.
Kate's going to demonstrate the whole giraffe doppelganger with you, Lee.
So you are in the front, OK? You need to stand about there. And, actually, could you three stand up and all just be giraffes in the wild with the sun behind you?
Yes. Okay. Do you ever get the feeling she's mocking us?
OK, so you've got this big giraffe costume on, and it's got a kind of pole up the back as its spine. Right. You have got a camera on a pole poking out of the mouth of the giraffe, right towards them, OK? Right. I am behind you.
Kate, at what point do you say action?
I've got the laptop here.
Right.
So I'm checking the focus and saying to John, OK, you're nicely framed up. That's looking lovely. There was a
By the way, I'm a meerkat.
Excellent. You're doing a very good job. No.
All right, well, I think that's made it a lot clearer. Let's say thank you to our giraffes. But most of all, a big round of applause for our meerkat. Right. Who would you like to question next?
Yes, Miles. You had to dress up as a
gladiator.
A gladiator?
Yeah.
As in a Roman gladiator? Or as in from the TV show Gladiators?
A Roman gladiator.
So the sort of sword and sandals?
Yeah, breastplates.
What sort of gladiator were you?
We each had a sword and a shield, and we did battle.
And this was in a supermarket?
Yes.
Were you employed, or was this just...
We were in...
Or a distraction technique, so that someone else could steal biscuits.
Some cakes.
We were promoting a range of foods.
Fresh lion meat, you know, the usual.
We were promoting a range of foods, the Viva Italia delicatessen range. I don't know if you remember when Safeways rolled that out. And we would have this fight, and then one of us would die, or be beaten, be vanquished, and the other one would say, "Oh, how did you get the strength to beat me?" And you'd say, "From aisle 7, where I've been feasting on the Viva Italia delicatessen range."
What about Lee? Lee, remind us, what is your link to John? I've forgotten.
This is John.
Yes.
And we were once forced to share a hotel room together, or share a bed in a hotel room, because we'd been double booked.
So, where was the hotel, Lee?
The hotel was in Scotland.
OK. Do you want to be more specific than that?
OK. It was right in Scotland.
OK. Be more specific?
More specific?
Yeah.
I was at Aliskye.
OK. Oh, yeah, fine. I believe you. What were you doing?
I was at a wedding.
Yeah, when was this wedding?
9 years ago.
You came back from the wedding, so
I came back from the wedding.
Got to the hotel.
I've had a bit too much to drink.
Right.
I go to reception. I say hello. I'm. Well, I'd have to say. And
9 years ago. Yes, you.
But so I told them who I was. She leans round. She gives me the key. I go upstairs. No lift.
Right. She doesn't in any way go, by the way, there is a large man already in this room.
No, obviously, she wasn't aware of the mix-up. Otherwise, she would have stopped me, wouldn't she? She didn't... As I walked off, she didn't go... What? Nothing. You'll see.
So what happened? You were given the key by reception and then opened the door and he was in there?
Correct.
At which point you said...
I was a bit drunk, so I just assumed that there'd been a mix-up, wrong key, I was in the wrong room, so I just went, "Oh, sorry." And he went, and I sort of... I can't remember exactly.
He said what?
He went, "Oh, sorry." You don't mock him, wait till he opens his mouth in a minute. Rob says, "Come on, who are you?" He goes,
And you go back down to reception to sort of say...
I said, "You've given me the wrong key."
Yeah. Then she said, "Sorry, there's been a mix-up."
Been a mix-up, and she said...
You're going to have to go back in there.
I was in the right room, he was in the wrong room, but he checked in earlier on. So it wasn't her mistake, it was a mistake earlier on by somebody else.
Why didn't you investigate the possibility of sharing with the person in the other room?
Oh, yeah. What I did was I went round all the rooms. I don't think so, do you? You're looking at it, soldier.
When the two of you realised that you were going to have to share a bed together, did you have a kind of a negotiation?
I have never been to bed with anyone where negotiations have been involved. That's not completely true. But,
no, what I mean is, did you say, for example, I like to sleep on this side of the bed? I'm happiest on the right-hand side?
Before we got to that point, we both tried to not sleep in the same bed. I didn't just go, "What the hell are you doing? I'm going to sleep on the left and you can sleep on the right," didn't I?
Right, so we need an answer. What do you think?
I really don't know. Whatever we say, if we get it wrong, we'll look like we've believed something ridiculous. I don't believe that the best way of photographing giraffes at sunset is to disguise yourself as a giraffe. Just two actors fighting in a supermarket. But why? If you're pushing a range of sort of Italian delicatessen foods, are you going to imply that they give you gladiatorial strength?
Well, it's straight to kill somebody.
That's not what people are looking for in that kind of, in a nice bit of pastrami. But will it be able to give me the strength to murder?
And also, don't you think that John looks like the kind of bloke you would bump into at a Scottish wedding?
See, I know it sounds weird. I kind of believe Kate's version more. Yeah.
You think Lee?
I think Lee, yeah.
I think Lee. But what if it's Miles, then? Then that's awful, it's Miles, then. We're going to say Lee.
You're going to say Lee, the wedding, the bed, the night together. Yes! So, John, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm John, and I was once paid to fight Miles in a supermarket.
Yeah, John and Miles were paid to fight each other in a supermarket while dressed as gladiators.
It's a horrible, stupid game.
Thank you very much, John. Thank you.
When I was younger, I was regularly paid to babysit Marvin, my neighbour's pet dog, who had died and been stuffed.
David's team.
Right. So that you were babysitting the dog only post-mortem?
Yes, after he died.
What did your duties involve?
Well, they were elderly people. They'd leave out, like, food and water. And what I used to do, because I felt so sorry for them, was I would sort of pour a bit of the water away and, like, half the food and stick it in, you know, the rubbish under some kitchen or...
So they come back to, you see?
Yeah, he's alive.
He is alive.
They thought the dog was alive, did they?
Well, no, they can't have, but they behaved... I mean, it was a very unusual family, and she had pictures, framed pictures of him when he was alive and when he was stuffed.
How do you know the difference? The photographs?
Because it wasn't a good stuffing.
I suppose the stuff one, he always looked exactly the same wherever he was.
Yeah, his expression didn't change much.
What sort of dog had Marvin been before?
Yorkshire Terrier.
Right.
And we had a Yorkshire Terrier called Pepper, who was alive, I'd like to say.
That was rubbing their nose in it, wasn't it?
Stuffed peppers.
But our dog... dog was, like, totally untrained. I mean, adorable, but...
Whereas Marvin was so well behaved.
What position was Marvin stuffed in? What was...
Standing.
Did he have a facial expression? If there was any kind of emotion coming
like
from...
This, like that.
So, like he was angry. Like he died in a battle.
Maybe he was stuffed to death.
Yeah.
What a way to go.
If I had a stuffed dog that was stood up, I'd put one of its legs in a bucket, then I'd always know where that bucket was.
What do you think, David? Which way are you leaning on this?
Richard? Sounds quite convincing.
You're convinced?
Well, I think it's impressively told if it's a lie.
I think impressively told. A lot of the detail...
You're not an actress, are you, Patsy?
A lot of people say I'm not, actually. So.
Well, I think it's a lie.
My instinct is it's the truth. We're going to say it's true.
You're saying it's true. OK.
Oh, no.
Patsy Kensit, were you telling us the truth or were you telling us a lie?
That story was a lie.
As a method actor, on the set of Downton Abbey, I like to remain in character all day and even help serve lunch to the cast and the crew as Carson.
Yeah, David, what do you think?
Right. Well, my immediate question is that I think on a big set like Downton Abbey with a lot of high-profile stars like Maggie Smith, there'd be an insurance issue with unqualified caterers serving lunch.
Nobody's ever told me there was an insurance issue. I don't do Maggie, I have to say. Maggie...
Do you bring her food, then?
I don't serve Maggie her food. What I do is I bring the food to the people on the dining bus, rather than go around to individual caravans or changing rooms.
Why do you think that helps your performance?
It just helps me stay in character somehow. I don't like to switch off. I lose concentration if I switch off. I just try to stay with it. It's tricky when you're serving things out of polystyrene plates, but it just helps me.
Well, I was going to say, 'cause if you want to inhabit the mind of the Edwardian or First World War butler, and you say, I am that person, and suddenly there's a camera, an HD camera and a boom in front of you, aren't you going to sort of scream, witchcraft, witchcraft? What is this madness? The aliens are here.
No, I would never dream of doing that, because I'm in the bubble, you know, so I don't notice those things.
Do you do it with every role that you play? So if you were doing a film about, say, like a man that liked wearing women's underwear, you would be committed to wearing women's underwear for the whole shoot?
You're the only person who's seen that film, Jack.
But you're a dresser, obviously, so you would dress all the male members of the cast.
I'm a butler, madam.
As well.
That dresser.
I mean, there are scenes in which you help Lord Grantham on with his
buttons.
pants.
Yeah, that's when the other valets have disappeared or are in jail or have been accused of murder and things like that.
Yeah, which is most
It's only in extremis that I do the cufflinks.
A butler will sometimes do that, I can vouch for that.
I think the problem with you, Jim, is you've got such a lovely voice. Everybody's happy just... You're just sat there. You're sat there like this.
Yeah, you flounder in such an authoritative way.
Viewers will be pleased to know that Jim's answer is now available as an audiobook.
That method acting thing, though, is true. I met someone recently that was in Hollyoaks, and they were really stupid in real life as well. They do it all the time.
I knew someone in Hollyoaks, and his granny used to watch every episode, and he said, Granny, you please don't... So what he did was, if it was his last scene of the episode, he'd go like that, and that was Granny could switch off then, because she knew he wasn't anymore.
So what do you think, David?
I don't think it's true. I think it's the sort of thing people make up about actors, and I think in this instance it would be very impractical. I think on a long, busy filming day...
You'd spill things, wouldn't you, the whole time? You'd spill things on your suit.
The last thing Jim would want to do is serve other people food.
Tomatoes.
Well, I think it's very feasible that an actor would do that sort of method thing, but I think Jim, having heard him and met him, he's such a cool cat. I imagine he's the kind of guy rocks up on set, gets handed the script, quick skim read, and then, in the words of Snoop Dogg, just drops it like it's hot.
I think he means it's a lie.
Do you know, thanks to you, we're reaching a whole different demographic.
So, they think it's a lie. Jim, truth or lie?
I do drop it like it's hot, because it is a lie.
So, Richard, what is Pauline to you?
This is Pauline. Last year we met at a Snoop Dogg gig and we bonded because we were the two oldest fans in the room.
David, how do you know Pauline?
This is Pauline. When I was a cub, she was the Arcala, and she had to take me out of the scout hut once for asking too many questions when we were being given a talk by the police.
And finally, Greg, your relationship with Pauline?
This is Pauline. She's my mum. She once drove past me when I was having my first fight and got out of her car to cheer me on.
Lee's team, where do you start?
Greg, how old were you on this first fight?
12.
Right. And so where was this, at school?
No.
Where was it?
Outside...
Outside the music room?
It was in a street.
In the street?
Yeah.
Who were you fighting?
I honestly can't remember his name. He was a lad, and he was in the year above me. And I remember he had fairly distinctive red hair.
Is that why you fought him?
I fought him because he'd fought one of my friends.
Oh, OK, so this was like a... You were like doing a heroic gesture.
Yeah.
And he was older than you?
Yes.
What was your friend called?
Well, I'm from Shropshire, so he was called Chinese Dave.
Is everyone called Chinese Dave in Shropshire?
No, I just think he was called Chinese Dave, and I honestly don't know the reason, because he certainly wasn't Chinese. I think it's because he used to wear a hat.
No, that would be it. That would be it.
That'll be it, probably.
What was your fighting technique, do you recall?
It was a sort of windmill of bones. Just like this.
Windmill of bones? I give you the windmill of bones!
What was your mum shouting at you by way of encouragement?
I mean, as I recall, it was just get in there. Do him,
yeah.
Get in there, son, is what I...
And was she there the first time you had sex?
This was in the street. Your mum was driving.
Yeah.
Past you. Saw you.
She knew about the attack on Chinese...
Dave,
yeah. Who wears a hat.
So I presume she saw what was going on and thought, oh, it's good that my son is avenging Chinese Dave's...
So, did she get out of the car or just do it from the window? Was it a drive-by?
She got out.
Who didn't win the fight? Did your mum then... Surely she stepped in and stopped it, or did she say, keep fighting?
Well, let me tell you, Patsy, the fight came to a fairly abrupt end.
Why?
And I'm going to give you some very specific detail now.
Thank you.
Because I was chewing polos during the fight.
Please, no, you're not going to try and convince us that they came out and your mum thought it was teeth.
Hear me out. I got caught in their mouth, and literally I spat polos everywhere. And my mum went, oh no, it's teeth!
What's your mum called?
Pauline.
Has she got a nickname, like Heckling Pauline or anything?
No, although I would tell you she has an impressive history, because she was in a play fight with my dad once, and he locked himself in a toilet, and to get to him in the play fight, my mum punched a hole through a door. So there's obviously a violent streak in this one. It is true, though. It's definitely true. That is my mum.
Who's next? Who are you going to do next?
OK, so we'll go with David, shall we?
Yes.
David, just let me recap. Am I right in saying that there was a talk by the police at the Cubs?
Yeah.
And you asked one too many questions to the policeman?
Yes, I was full of questions.
What kind of questions were you asking?
Well, I was asking about various, issues involved in fighting crime.
How old were you?
I think I was about 8.
Right. What kind of crime-fighting questions were you asking?
Well, there was a problem, I felt. Problem with vandalism and graffiti in the area.
At that age, you're supposed to be taking part rather than complaining about it. That's OK. Different upbringings. That's fine. What are the questions?
I asked a lot about the locks in Cagney and Lacey. I was at the time very aware of the security measures in all of those flats in New York and the big locks on the doors. And I said, why don't we have locks like that? And how can we keep burglars out if we don't have locks like that?
Right.
And the policeman was saying how you can't keep out a determined burglar. And I was saying, well, why do we lock the doors at all, then? But I wasn't really aware that he was supposed to be trying to get on with a talk, and the questions would happen at the end, and maybe they wouldn't all be asked by me.
Where was this Cubs?
It was in Headington.
Headington?
Where I grew up.
Well, I know that. I don't think you travelled.
Yeah.
I assumed it was where you lived, otherwise that would be bonkers. Where are you from? I'm from Newcastle, but I
No, my parents had heard about a very good Cub Scout group about 400 miles away, and they thought about driving me there to get the very best training in tying. Absolutely. But
what badges did you get, David?
Don't talk about badges in front of Richard. Richard, remind us once again of your truth.
Pauline and I met at the Snoop Dogg gig.
Where was he playing?
It was at the Forum in Kentish Town.
When was this? What year?
Last year.
Last year.
So he was called Snoop Dogg because he's been called a lot of things, hasn't he?
He certainly has. In the olden days, he was Snoop Doggy Dog, but now just Snoop Dogg.
But whereabouts were you in the Forum? Whereabouts were you watching the show from?
Well, we met when there was a delay, as there often is at rap concerts. There's sort of an hour delay, so I went up to the little bar.
Why is there a delay?
Well, because it's Snoop. You don't rush Snoop.
Who supported him? Did he have a support act?
Yeah, Corrupt.
What was Snoop?
With a K.
With a K, wow.
With a K.
I'd have left after then.
What was his hair like, Snoop's? How was he wearing his hair?
He was wearing his hair, he had sort of cornrows, essentially.
He knows all the words, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's definitely read up on this.
Yeah. So you guys, your eyes met across the...
No, in this delay, I went up to... There's a little quieter bar upstairs, and I went up there to play a bit of Scrabble on my phone.
Oh, God.
Because I was with younger people, and they were enjoying the support act. They were enjoying the fact that there was a delay and there was loud music playing. I was enjoying it less.
Yeah.
Pauline was reading a book.
Right.
So I thought, OK, she's quite bored as well of this thing. So, anyway, I'm playing my thing. She said, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And I said, I'm playing Scrabble on my phone. She said, I didn't know you could play Scrabble on a phone. Right. So I showed her, and then we started playing Scrabble on a phone, have done ever since. And then...
Ever since? Well, you're going out with each other now.
You know what, Lee? Early days. Early days.
Have you actually met up with Maureen since?
Pauline.
You're not going to be able to dissect us with those blunt little...
So, Lee, where's this leading you? What are you thinking, Lee?
Patsy, do we believe any of these people? Because they're all sounding chronically untrue.
The Chronic, of course, was one of the first albums Snoop was on. Dr.
Why
Dre's
did
The
you...
Chronic.
I could see David in his cub shorts and being worried about the graffiti. He's sort of the sort of person that it would have upset him. And he...
I'm intrigued by this like, physical resemblance between Greg and the lady.
I know what you mean, yeah. Do you mind standing up, Greg, again? Would you stand next to this lady you claim to be your mother?
Next to my mum?
Well, let's call her a woman for now. Right. Now... I'm guessing, for this mean average to work out, your dad is the Jolly Green Giant.
No, but you see, Lee, it's a fact that a son has to be taller than their mum.
It's either Richard or Greg, I think. So that's my answer.
So you think it's...
I think it's Richard.
You think it's Richard? You think it's Richard or Greg?
Yeah.
Don't
Team
forget
say Richard.
What are you going to say?
The scout hat one. The
sorry, are you still here?
The scout hat.
OK, I need an answer, and I really do need it now.
For David. He's trying to double bluff me at the end, so I'm going to go with
saying
David.
It's David.
And if it is David, I'll be so happy now.
You're saying it's David?
I think it's David.
OK, Pauline, would you please reveal your true identity?
My name is Pauline. I am Greg's mother. And...
Yes, Pauline is Greg's mum, and she did cheer him on when he had his first ever fight. It must have been awful to see him fighting.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Pauline.
You're welcome.